Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
And welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. It's your boy King hanging out with you here on Conference Championship Sunday. I certainly hope everybody's staying nice and warm out there and staying safe, staying inside the snowstorm, ice storm that is just everywhere. From Texas and Missouri and Arkansas, Mississippi, I heard got hit real bad. Tennessee, Nashville, very covered in ice. Snow all over the place. Here in northern New Jersey, we just had to switch over to ice, and that's kind of been rattling around, and we had about a foot of snow before the switch over the ice, so that's just a good day to sit inside, get some snacks, get some things together, get yourself some nachos, some hot wings, as it were, maybe some pizza, however you want to do it, and just relax, get fat, get drunk, and watch some football. So thank you so much for joining us here, ladies and gentlemen. If you like anything about this channel, I don't know why you would, but if you do at all with anything that we do here, please hit that like button, hit that share button, let the world know that we exist. That would be a big, big, big help. And of course, as always, if you haven't done so yet, or this is your first time here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell, as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized here on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. Peppa Jack just made herself some nice hot cocoa. I myself have made myself a nice cup of coffee with also probably a little bit of hot cocoa in there too. Well, it's cold out, baby. It's cold out. You got to go have a little bit of warmth here. It's a nasty day, man. It is a nasty day. So I'm just glad that everybody's inside, staying safe, staying nice, and just avoiding all the snow and the weather and the freezing rain, ice storm, sleet, all that nonsense. Stay inside, stay safe. That is the best way to go about it. And like I said, there's nothing better than having some football here. We have Crafty in the chat. We had ELS. He's in the chat. Says, ladies and gentlemen, it's Conference Championship Sunday. It's time to find out who is going to Super Bowl 60. We're going to find out here in just a moment. If you're joining us in chat, I do thank you very much. I do encourage you to join us in chat, be part of the community. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. If you come in, make sure that you hit the live chat or the new messages feature. If you're on mobile, it's new messages. If you're on the desktop, I believe it's live chat. Instead of the top chat or top messages option, make sure that you hit on that so you see everybody's messages in the chat room. Thank you so very much again for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the top of the chat that I just mentioned and in the description below this video. Hopefully there won't be a need for this, but in case you're maybe a Bills fan, I think you might have a little bit more to worry about, Bills Nation, than the officiating or refereeing. But in case you just feel like it, or if you're anybody else, any other fan base that might feel slighted, fuck the refs. Hoodies and t-shirts, they're available right now over at our Stay Tuned Sports merch store, which I just mentioned. The address is bit.ly/staytunedmerch. That's bit.ly/staytunedmerch. Or again, like I said, in the top of the chat and in the description below, we have a link for that. So you can just click on that and go on over. Comes pre-pixelated, so you don't have to worry about breaking any of those local obscenity laws, as everybody is so worried about. Hoodies and t-shirts, both, fuck the refs, available right now at the Stay Tuned Sports merch store. So we've got that going on. Why is my camera seems low? I'm always either too high or too low for the camera. I don't know why that keeps on switching on me, but it does. What are you going to do? So listen, there's a lot of things that happened this week. You had Sean McDermott get fired from Buffalo. You had Buffalo basically implode as an organization. It was hilarious to see when the Bills fired McDermott. how everybody's first reaction was, oh boy, John Harbaugh, he should leave the Giants and try to see if he can still get that job. Or, oh, Kevin Stefanski, he signed with Atlanta too quick. Maybe he should go and jump up to Buffalo and grab that job. What an opportunity that would be. And then we had the Buffalo Bills press conference with Terry Pagula and Brandon Beane. Nobody thinks Buffalo's that big of a great opportunity anymore right now after that kind of mess that happened. So very interesting that. And then, of course, we just had the news break yesterday that Mike McCarthy is now going to be your head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And apparently I did upset some people with this comment. I didn't mean to. This was in the Tom Grossi server. Somebody one of the Pittsburgh Steeler mods got very, very mad at me. And I wasn't, here's the thing, I didn't target anybody, I didn't bully anybody. All I said was Steelers fans cried and begged and moaned for years. Oh, God, we got to get rid of Tomlin. Got to get rid of Tomlin. Fire Tomlin. Got to fire Tomlin. Got to fire Tomlin. Got to get rid of Tomlin. You got rid of Tomlin. You did exactly what you wanted. You drove the guy out of town to the point where he just left. He had to leave, had to go, he left. Said, I'm done. They booed me. They booed Renegade, for the love of God. Got to get out of here. I left. Okay, so you guys won. You guys won. You got rid of Mike Tomlin. And now they're all upset and they're complaining because they have Mike McCarthy. Well, you can't always get what you want. You know what I mean? And be careful. Well, that was my whole thing with the Tom thing was be careful what you wish for, Steelers fans, Steelers Nation. I said, be careful what you wish for. Well, you got your wish. Mike Tomlin's not your coach anymore. So you should all be happy, right? Everybody should be happy, right? That's what you wanted to do? Guess not. Broncos and Patriots. The kickoff is here. The Broncos get the ball first. And that is going to be a touchback. Lands in the end zone. Did not land in the field of play. So that will be to the 35-yard line. And here comes Jarrett Stidham. I Grow Fighting in the chat says, I am upset. Why are you upset, I Grow? Varun in the chat. Great to see you. Varun says, what a day to be alive. Let's go. Indeed, mate. What a day to be alive, my friend. Glad to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. I Grow in the chat says, let us ball. Let the ball commence. 1st and 10. Jarrett Stidham under center. Man in motion. Going to take the snap here, hands it off here to R.J. Harvey for a yard. Kind of falls forward for a yard. So the first play for Stidham is a handoff to R.J. Harvey. 2nd and 9 coming up from the 36 for the Broncos. Mike Vrabel there on the sideline as we see him. Has his former team that he played for in the AFC Championship Game for the first time since the 2018 season. Varun says, I'm leaning Broncos, but we'll look for a spot alive for my first bet. Ooh, R.J. Harvey, he's going to get stopped. It looks like he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That might be 3rd and 10 coming up here. They're going to be generous and say he got to the line of scrimmage. But, boy, I think even that's a bit generous. But they do say 3rd and 9 coming up here for Denver from the 36. ELS says, I've got the Pats. On the Friday forecast, I did pick the Patriots. I said, what a hell of a story for Stidham, though. Like, if Stidham wins this game, I'm not going to be upset. That'd be a hell of a story going into the Super Bowl. Stidham looking, gets hit as he throws, and that's going to hit the ground incomplete. As he was getting rushed out of the backfield, out of the pocket. Got hit as he looks like he tried to throw it away anyway, so it does come along. Lucky that wasn't a strip sack. That was real close there for Stidham. Ponder was in on the pressure. And with that, the Broncos are going to have to punt this away. iGrow Fighting in the chat says it'd be a lot more fun if this game was in New England. Dude, I think somebody brought it up. Was it Pelissaro or Rappaport? Somebody brought up if the Patriots didn't lose to the Raiders, what was that, week 1, week 2? You know, that bad Raiders team. Oh, what a punt. They're still walking. Mark them out at the 8-yard line. That's going to be a 56-yard punt. And so New England will have 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line. And here comes Drake May, MVP candidate here, on to the field. But, yeah, could you imagine having the AFC Championship game in 2 feet of snow? Come on, that would have been so great. I'm with you, iGrow. I'm 1,000% with you. That would have been awesome. Here we go. 1st and 10 coming up here for the Patriots. 13:30 remaining in the first quarter. Drake May goes under center. Drake May takes the snap. Hands off to Stevenson. Stevenson chugs the legs. He's going to get 4 or 5 yards on that carry. 2nd down coming up for the Patriots. They're going to mark them at the 13-yard line. Give them 5 yards indeed for Stevenson on that 1st down run. 2nd and 5 upcoming. ELS says, I forgot ELS. I'm sorry. He says, what was my reaction to the Packers getting Jonathan Gannon? I think it's good. I think Jonathan Gannon's a good defensive coordinator. It's going to be another handoff here to Stevenson. And that's going to be good for a yard. So right now, both teams kind of cagey affair, feeling each other out. Broncos did 2 straight runs on 1st and 2nd down. Patriots did a run here on 1st and 2nd down. Will there be a pass on 3rd down, or will they go run again? We're going to find out. Coming up here, we've got little matching kind of playbooks here for both the Broncos and the Patriots. Varun says, how is the weather? The total looks low. Out here in North Jersey, where I am, we had about a foot of snow. Oh! Drake May throws into what appeared to be triple coverage towards Diggs. Almost intercepted, but it is not. Falls incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 4. So both teams go 3 and out on their first drive, and both teams went run, pass. So a little bit of the Tom Coughlin playbook right there. Why is there this playing on my thing? Stop. I hate that. The ESPN thing that I use for the stat tracker here for everybody sometimes goes a little crazy. There we go. Punt goes all the way down to the 43-yard line. And that's going to be a loss of a yard on that return. So there we go. 1st and 10 from the 40 for Denver coming up here. 12 minutes on the dot remaining in the first quarter. Patriots nothing. Denver nothing here in the AFC Championship Game. Varun says, man, that should have been intercepted. It was dicey. That was a dicey pass by Drake May. ELS says, I was hoping for Al Harris. Yeah, but I don't see anything wrong with Gannon. I think Gannon is a proven commodity as a defensive coach. And I again, didn't work out as a head coach in Arizona. There's a lot of factors for that. But I wouldn't say he's a bad coach. You know, I think he did well with the Eagles. And I would say, yeah. I mean, I don't see. I don't. I mean, some Eagles fans bitch and complain about him, but Eagles fans bitch and complain about everybody. Viola says, also tomorrow will be episode 1 of this. Oh, great. What time are you doing it? What time are you going on? And I know what time is what. So you tell me what time it is. I know it's Central Time. So for me, it's an hour later. You know, I get it. But yeah, tell me what time it's on, and I'll check it out for sure. And I'll do some plugging for it as well. Not that my word has any, great reach or significance, but still, I'll put the word out. What else was I going to say here? Oh, Varun. Yeah, he was talking about the weather. We got about a foot of snow here in North Jersey before the switch over the ice happened. That happened right around, I want to say, about an hour ago is when the ice started. And so it's still icing here. Okay, so 6 p.m. 6 p.m. tomorrow? I'll check it out, ELS. Absolutely. 1,000%. Is it going to be on your Train Tuber channel? Is it going to be or are we launching a new channel? We're gonna have a new Train Tuber Sports or something here. That'd be nice. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Maybe maybe I make a logo for it, huh? Maybe not. Maybe I help you with a little bit of the branding. Maybe I do a little of that. Do a little, just do a little thing. It's gonna be on your Train Tuber channel. Okay. All right, we'll keep an eye out for it, man. Absolutely. I'm gonna be looking out for that. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Stidham takes the snap. Oh, he's getting pressure. He escapes the pressure, though. Rolls out to his right. He's looking. Throws down the field. Incomplete. It looks like he stepped out of bounds anyway. Look at Harvey down there. Okay, so they called R.J. Harvey for illegal touch, and he went out of bounds and was the first to touch the ball. So you can't do that. So that's the first penalty of a game. Was there any yards on that? No, 2nd and 10. I guess they declined it, yeah. Dude, the weather's terrible over most of America right now, if we're being honest with each other. The weather right now from Texas up through Missouri, the Ozarks, the Midwest, and now obviously the Northeast. The South is getting murdered with ice. Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, parts of Missouri, Mississippi, covered in ice, just absolutely caked in ice. So it is not great for anybody out there. So that's the whole thing here. Whether it's snow, freezing rain, sleet, ice, whatever it may be, best thing for everybody, stay inside here. By the way, 2nd and 10, that was an incompletion for Stidham. 3rd and 10 coming up here. Stidham back in shotgun, looks, throws. He's going to go deep ball. Stidham, he's got a man caught down to the 6-yard line. 1st down, Broncos. 1st and goal for the Denver Broncos. They're going to mark it down at the 7. Oh, shit. Stidham with a 52-yard bomb down the field. Gets Mims right on the money. Holy shit. Oh, are we going to have a Stidham coming out party here in Denver in the AFC Championship game? What an absolute story this would be. Varun in the chat says, let's go Broncos. We got a timeout. Denver took a timeout. They had to run down half the field. Maybe they're just going to do that. Either way, Denver, they're going to take their first timeout of the half. Wow. Explosive play from Denver. Oh, I never moved the thing back over to them. Jesus. Way to start this AFC Championship game. I didn't have the possession arrow right. I didn't have the Wow. Mims wide open. And Stidham put it right on the money. You couldn't throw a better pass. Was that a Bover throw? No. Stidham hit him right on the money. Here we go. I got one. I got a good rhymer. That's pretty good. Trying to do an end around here with Bryant. He's got a big Gazoo helmet on here, but he's only going to get about a yard. So that's going to be second and goal now for the Broncos from the 6. .10:30 and counting remaining here in the first quarter. Stidham under center. Man in motion. Stidham takes the snap. Play action. Rolls out to his right. Throws. Wide open. Touchdown. Courtland Sutton. And the Broncos take an early lead here in the AFC Championship. And Stidham. Whoo. Looking good. Looking good. Does Jarrett Stidham on that one pass. 52 yards. And on that pass, too, I mean, Courtland Sutton is wide open in the back of the end zone. Who doesn't cover the best receiver on the other team? I don't know. But apparently it's a bold strategy, New England. Let's see if it works out for you. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that is right down the middle good. And the Denver Broncos have a 7-0 lead over the New England Patriots here. As I said early on in the first quarter, 10:19 remaining in the first quarter. Denver 7-0 in this AFC Championship game. ELS asks, Stidham found his way to the lead, but will the Patriots rebound? That's a question to ask. That's the question to ask ELS. I have no idea. Can they? Will they? Because right now, everybody's thought was, well, I mean, the Broncos aren't going to be as good without Bo Nix. The Broncos aren't going to be as good without Bo Nix. That 52-yard, just perfectly placed pass by Jarrett Stidham. Hold up. Wait a minute. Maybe the Broncos, maybe Sean Payton was right to have the confidence as quickly as he did when he said, we're going with Stidham, man, and we like what we got with Stidham. We like the chances we have there, and that's what we're going with. So maybe we've just not seen what Sean Payton has seen. But if that's what Sean Payton has seen, no wonder he's had the confidence to go ahead and be like, yeah, no, we're good with this kid. We're good with this kid. 52-yard bomb down to the 7-yard line, and then 2 plays later, a throw to the back of the end zone to a wide-open Courtland Sutton. And we have a 7-0 lead here. Varun says, I think this game is going to go over. We'll see. We'll see. Right now, let's see what the live betting is. This game closed with 43.5 on the over-under. It is currently 46.5 right now on the over-under. Closed with the Patriots being favored by 3.5. Currently now the Patriots are down to a 1.5-point favorite. So the Patriots still favorite, but it has dropped a bit on the live betting. These odds brought to you by DraftKings. Not that we're sponsored, but, you know, that's where I'm getting the odds. I might as well say it. By the way, DraftKings, you can go ahead and pay me. That'd be nice. You know, I mentioned your name. Where's my money? But true. I mean, it's what the odds say. So, according to the DraftKings Sportsbook, that is what we're looking at. Now, again, Stidham, he's only hit 2 passes, but one was for 52 yards and one was for 6 yards for a touchdown. So, 2 for 5, but the 2 he's hit have been pretty good. So, CBS getting back here to Empower Field at Mile High. Varun said, I'm waiting for the line to go down. How far down you want the line to go? Kickoff. New England's going to take this up to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, down at about the 33-yard line, and that is where the Patriots will start. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. As we see this goofy big head animation here on CBS. Drake May back, has time, pats the ball, throws. That's going to be caught for 6 yards. Gets it to the 39-yard line. Is where they're going to mark him. 2nd and 4 coming up here. Diggs with the catch there. Varun is looking to get that sweet spot. He wants the over-under to be about 41.5 before he drops some cash on a bet for the over-under. Thinking he's going over, he says. Thinks it's going over, but he wants to wait to see what the line looks like. 2nd and 6. Here's a handoff to Stevenson. It's going to be 3 yards there. On 2nd and 4, it's going to be 3rd and 1. Broncos defense seeing if they get off the field here. Get another 3 and out. 2 straight 3 and outs against New England. After having scored your own touchdown, boy, that would put the Broncos in a great early position in this game. May in shotgun. Hands off to Stevenson. That's going to be marked as just over the first down marker. First down, New England Patriots. So they move the sticks. First down, they're going to be at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Stevenson. Neither running game has really gotten off to a fantastic start in this game so far. Still very early. Broncos have only had 2 possessions. This is the Patriots' 2nd possession. Play clock at 2. Drake throws to Diggs in the backfield, and he reestablishes himself and loses 2 yards. That's going to be a loss of 2 yards on the pass there for New England. 2nd and 12, back at the 41. ELS in the chat says, King, just found out something cool for Irish. Our good friend Irish Panic here in the chat. I'm chatting with him in Dino's Draft House YouTube channel. Irish is engaged. Is he? Congratulations, Irish. Hey. Is it to a thick Latino woman, as he often said that he would much prefer to be with? If that's the case, he's going to do well. 2nd and 12, Drake May back. Big ball down the field. Incomplete. He was looking for booty down the left side, and instead it was knocked away by Patrick Surtain. That's just good defense. He's looking back at the ball, knocks the ball down, knocks it away. Both players have rights to the ball. Good play, good defense by Surtain. 3rd and 12. Crafty in the chat says, Surtain just slapped some booty. So, yeah, to our subscriber and oftentimes chatmate there, Irish, our resident Texans fan, Drake May throws over the middle here on 3rd and 12. That's going to be 3 yards that they're going to give him on that one. So I think he's going to be just short of the first down. 4th and 9 upcoming here for the Patriots. And they are going to have to punt the ball away. Yeah, Irish Panic, he is our resident Texans fan. Great guy, fun guy. He's actually he's a fun guy. He's the reason we keep on having to say people to switch it to live chat or live messages instead of top chat or top messages, because for some reason YouTube was hiding all of his chat messages one day. But yeah, great guy, awesome guy, great to hear that, and great news. It's always good to hear good news, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to Irish Panic, yeah. I do not invite me to the wedding because I will not go. I just I don't go to my own family's weddings, so I don't want to, not because I don't like you, and I would be definitely honored if I was ever given an invitation to one of our subscribers' weddings. I'm an introvert. Stay inside. Really, thank you. I will send a gift card. But that's great. That's great to see. Good news, man. You got to love it. You love good news. You love hearing good news, and that is fantastic stuff. So, what do we got here? Denver, they're going to have the ball at the 23-yard line after the punt. It was a 33-yard punt. And down there, no return. And so that's what we're looking at right as of now. Let's check Twitter. Let's check the X. Let's see if we got anything there. Varun says, off topic, but hot chocolate with peanut butter is so good. Dude, that sounds fantastic. Right now, I did hot chocolate with a little bit of coffee. So this is coffee hot chocolate, almost like a Dunkachino, I guess. And it's the very low sugar hot chocolate. I think it's only got 4 grams in it. So I can actually have it and not, die. But yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I do got to make more coffee, though. That is for sure. We got a long way to go still here, ladies and gentlemen. We got a long way to go. We got the rest of this AFC Championship game. And then right after this, we have the NFC Championship game where the Los Angeles Rams will be taking on the Seattle Seahawks up in the Pacific Northwest. That'll be happening at 6:30. ELS says, hey, what if you take hot chocolate and put cookie butter in there? Here's the thing. I know obviously cookie butter's been around forever and stuff like that. I've never had cookie butter. It just sounds, maybe it's just the sound of what it is. It's just, I've never had it. I know it's probably very delicious. It's a very wonderful sweet treat. That's probably another reason why I haven't had it, because diabetes. So that is what it is. But I don't know. It's one of those things that it's just like, you put the butter to make the cookies. What is cookie butter? I don't know, man. It's one of those secret mysteries of the universe, man. I don't know, man. I know what it is. I'm just saying. ELS says, Irish wanted me to tell you. Thanks. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Irish. Maybe we'll see him in here later on today. Who knows? He seems to have abandoned us for other channels, and that's fine. That's okay. First down for the Broncos. We got a handoff here. Avoiding the hit, and then runs all the way up. That's going to be about a gain of 8 yards is what that looks like. And they say a full 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1 coming up at the 32. So here you hear the ice hitting the window here. The thing is, it's going to go on. The ice is going to go on for a while. So not only do we have about a foot of snow here, we're also going to have a significant coating. It's going to be cement. We're basically making winter cement out there. 2nd and 1. Stidham throws. That's going to be caught, and a first down, 2-yard gain. Stidham passes it out there to Bryant. First and 10 now from the 34-yard line for the Broncos. Stidham in shotgun. Man in motion. Takes the snap. Play action. He runs up the middle. Is wide open up the middle. He slides down after an 8-yard run. He probably could have gotten a little bit more, but he said, I'm not Jackson Dart. I'm not risking any of that stuff. Let me just slide on down. Gets the 8-yard run. 2nd and 2 upcoming at the 42 for the Broncos. Stidham just looking cool, calm, collected right now here in this spot where nobody gave him a chance. And I'll give, you got to say that. I was like, listen, because again, maybe I'm just naive. I don't like Bo Nix. Maybe that's why. I don't think Bo Nix is incredibly great at quarterback, but I was like, is it going to be that much of a drop-off going to Stidham? I didn't think so. A lot of people did, though. They gave the Broncos no chance. Harvey, he's going to get pushed back, but they're going to give him forward progress and say first down on a 2-yard run up to the 44-yard line. First down, Broncos. Crafty says, Stiddy got some hotties in his box, too. I noticed that. Did you see? They keep on going to the nobody minds when they show them. Oh, Taylor Swift, everybody lost their mind. But I see in those hotties, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, I'll show more of those hotties. We've got another handoff here. That's going to be Harvey, and he's lucky to get a yard on that one. Up to the 45, 2nd and 9 upcoming. Who are they? I didn't. Did they say who they were? Like who? I would imagine one might be wife, girlfriend, fiance, something like that. I have no idea. But like, did they say who it was? Varun says it makes sense why the total line is low because Bo is out. Yeah, but if it's low because Bo's out and then Stidham's out there just playing well here in this game. And like I said, he had that 52-yard pass that was right on the money. Like, you could not throw a better pass. And, again, as for everything else, he's doing exactly what I think he needed to do. Slow things down, control the game, manage the game. People say game manager as if it's an insult. How? How is managing a game? That's part of the game, is managing it. Every good quarterback has to be a game manager. This idea that if you're not a great quarterback, then you're just a game manager. Like, I never understood that. I never got that. I never got using that as like a derogatory term for a quarterback. Oh, he's just a game manager. Every fucking quarterback is a game manager. What are we talking about? Crafty says, will you surpass the 300 sub milestone today? I hope so. That would be, I think, pretty cool, but we'll see. We'll see if we get there. And by the way, thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. If you do like anything about this channel, anything we do, any of the broadcasts, even if it's my beautiful, lovely face, I don't know why you would, but if you do, hit that like button, hit that share button, let the world know this channel exists. That is a huge, huge help for us here. And of course, as always, if you haven't done so yet, or this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. Right now, we are closing in on 300 subs, which would be quite something. I got to tell you, never thought I'd even get that far. So we're grinding away here. We're just doing the work, and I thank you for being here with us, for supporting the channel, for doing all of that. You guys are just can't tell you how much I appreciate it, how much I love you guys. And again, thank you for all that you do. Spillane injured for New England. He's going into the tent. 2nd and 9 from the 45 here for the Broncos. Stidham in shotgun. There's going to be a handoff to Harvey, and Harvey goes nowhere. Maybe lost a yard. No idea. They're going to say officially no gain. 3rd down. And 9 coming up here for the Broncos. Got a bunch formation there to the right of Stidham. He takes the snap. New England giving pressure. Throws over the middle. Dropped! Oh, Cortland Sutton dropped the pass. Incomplete. Good. I mean, it was a maybe. You can argue, and maybe it's a little bit behind him, but it hits him right in the hands. You got to catch that if you're Sutton. You have to catch that. You got your backup quarterback in there. Listen, Bo Nix doesn't throw passes that well. You got to get that. Incomplete, and a punt is coming up here for the Broncos. 4th and 9. Kick is away. So what was looking to be maybe a promising kind of grinding drive here for the Broncos ends in a punt, which goes into the end zone. It was a 55-yard punt, but because of the touchback to the 20, it's only a 35 net yard punt. Crafty in the chat says the Broncos receivers are among the worst when it comes to drops. Well, I hear you can't do that today. Not with Stidham in there. Not like you can't do it. You got put Stidham on there, get some Gorilla Glue, do what you have to do, but make sure that you don't drop the balls because this kid needs you to make spectacular catches. If he's a little off here, a little off there, you got to lift him up. You got to be able to make those plays. And getting hit directly in the hands and dropping passes that this kid is giving you, that's terrible. So 1st and 10 now for the Patriots from their own 20-yard line. May under center takes the snap. This is going to be a handoff to Henderson this time. It's going to be good for about 4 yards. 2nd and, 4 to 6. There you go. Math. Ha-ha! Good at it. Coming up for the Patriots at the 24-yard line. Patriots trying to get a little bit quicker on the huddles and the play calls here. 2nd and 6. From the 24, May, play action, rolls out to his right. He's getting chased down and then sacked. Oh, there it is, the first sack of the game. That's going to be Robinson with the sack.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And that puts the Patriots really in a hole here. 3rd and 15. Back, they're giving them up to the 15 on forward progress. They're being very generous there. Drake May, 3rd and 15, steps back, throws, and just out of the reach of Stevenson. And that's going to be 4th and 15, and the Patriots are going to have to punt. Jimbo in the chat. What's up, Jimbo? Great to see you. Says, loving the snow? I definitely am. Don't care who wins, just as long as they all have fun. I love it. I've loved the snow. The fact that it's now icing here is I don't like the icing part. The freezing rain, the sleet. Yeah, that part not so great. But the snow, I love the snow. We had about a foot here before the ice started. Oh! On the punt. The Broncos bring it in, and then schools the Broncos on how to do proper punt coverage. Going to be the Broncos' ball, 1st and 10 on their own 43. After a punt of 43 yards. Varun in chat says Patriots have been terrible on offense. Hard to disagree. They've had, I think they've had 1 first down all game so far. That was their 3rd possession. They went 3 and out. Then they got a first down. They had 3 plays, got a first down, had 3 more plays, and then punted. And then there's another 3 and out. So nothing doing here for the Patriots so far in this game, Varun. So you're absolutely correct on that. Some reactions from Twitter. Boston Connor from the Pat McAfee show says, this is, without a doubt, the worst quarter of football the Patriots have played thus far this year. People concerned about Bobby Spillane being injured. Hopefully he's coming back for the Patriots. It seems Patriot fans are hoping. Dave Portnoy, not happy. Founder of Barstool Sports. Big Patriot fan. Trying to find something here. What do we got? Well, that's not what I wanted to do. I just want to hit the chat here. All right, here we go. Getting back to action here. I'm sorry, I was trying to find something on Twitter, something to talk about, but there's nothing there. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line for the Broncos. Stidham, he's going to hand off here. It's going to be a 3-yard run. That's McLaughlin there. So R.J. Harvey getting a little bit of a break there. 2nd and 7 from the 46. Is that Davis Webb? The Broncos quarterback coach there, or pass game coordinator, whatever they call. Throw! That's going to be caught. And it looks like it's going to be a first down. Former New York Giant Evan Engram with the catch. And indeed, they say 1st and 10, Denver Broncos. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to end the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books here in the AFC Championship Game for 2018. The Broncos lead 7-0 over the New England Patriots. Can the Patriots somehow, some way, get back on track offensively? Can they answer the bell? Or will the Broncos continue their march towards the Super Bowl? Improbably, as it's been all year, with how just luckily it seems like they've won games and not really been one of the better teams in the NFL, despite what the record says. Now they have Jarrett Stidham in there, who, yes, I understand, he's 4 for 8. He's had really one good throw. Cortland Sutton kind of dropped the ball on him there on the last drive too. That would have extended the drive there. So, I mean, I'm not blaming him for that, but I think he's played well. I think he's been very cool, calm, collected. Hasn't taken a sack yet. Hasn't made a mistake. The moment, as it were, has not been too big for Jarrett Stidham in this moment right now. And to be fair, he's making the plays and made the plays so far that you need to do. Meanwhile, the Patriots on offense have been not great, as has been brought up by Varun here in chat. A couple of people in chat have been saying, yeah, no, Patriots right now offensively not doing great. They got to wake up, as was brought up by, I think, some people on Twitter, as I saw as well, saying, boy, the Patriots slow to get plays in. They don't look quite as crisp. They don't look quite as disciplined. And that's something that they're going to have to fix, and fix rather soon before this game gets away from them. Otherwise, we will have quite the story of Jarrett Stidham starting his first game of the year here in the AFC Championship Game and leading his Denver Broncos to Super Bowl 60. And at that point, how could you not root for that? What a story that would be. Jarrett Stidham bringing the Broncos to the Super Bowl? Who doesn't want to see that? Well, Crafty, let's not say things we can't take back. Crafty in the chat says, Pat's offense has been Raiders-like so far. Whoo! Let's pump brakes. Let's pump brakes on that. 1st and 10, first play of the second quarter. Play action here from Stidham. Throws. That's going to be caught. That's going to be McLaughlin again. That's going to be good for, what is that, 7? Yeah. Oh, no, I looked at the wrong down. Sorry about that. It was 2nd and 8. Now it's 3rd and 3. That's little Jordan Humphrey there with the catch there. Gets it down to the 35-yard line of the Patriots. Nope, sorry, gets it to the 40-yard line of the Patriots. Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't know where the hell I am here. Stidham, he's going to throw. That's going to be caught. And that's a first down. So that's going to be 1st and 10 coming up here for the Broncos. The delay handoff here. This is going to get all the way up to the 26-yard line. That's a 9-yard run there for R.J. Harvey. 2nd down and 1 coming up now from the 26-yard line. So now we were talking about the Patriots offense and how good or bad they've been. Now the defense appears to be not playing well. And Denver seems to have the game plan here of grind. We're going to grind. We're going to grind. We're going to grind. A pass here and a pass there from Stidham, but we're grinding, 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 grinding. Speaking of grinding, that's going to be Prentice up the middle. A little fullback action, ladies and gentlemen. He goes up the middle for 3 yards. That's going to be a first down. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Stidham hands this one off. That's going to be they're going to say 2-yard, 3-yard run. They say 2-yard run. 2nd and 8 upcoming here after R.J. Harvey ran up the middle. Second and 8. Stidham in shotgun. Stidham pulls it down. He's looking. He's looking. He rolls out to his left. He's going to pull it down and gets about a yard, yard and a half. And give him 2 yards on that one. I think it was a yard and a half, but either way, you got 3rd and 6 now upcoming. Varun says, why is this weather so mild? Dude, it's like, I think it's like 10 degrees there or something. It's cold as hell in Denver. It's not mild. It is cold as shit in Denver. And Denver is on the complete other side of the country, on the other side of the continent than the East that's dealing with the snow right now. Stidham, he's going to pull it down and runs again. Out of the shotgun, he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. 4th and 1 at the Patriots' 14-yard line. Crafty says the weather mirrors the Patriots' offensive performance. Frozen and going nowhere? Varun with the big question, will they go for it on 4th down? And we're going to have to wait because they're going to take a timeout. So the Broncos already down to 1 timeout remaining here in the first half. Here we go. 4th and 1 from the 14-yard line of the Patriots. Stidham. He gets immediately pressured, throws, and it might have been intercepted, but they say no, incomplete. Either way, whether it's intercepted or incomplete, it's a turnover on downs, and the Patriots get the ball. So a great, promising drive for the Broncos ends up with no points instead of just taking the 3 in a game where points might be at a premium, you might say. We see that. Crafty in the chat says, maybe, with a backup, maybe just take the points. I agree. I think that's a bad call. I think you heard Bill Cowher in the pregame say, listen, in this game, both teams, if you're down there, don't skip the 3. Take the points when you can get it. And I think that right there is a huge mistake from the Denver Broncos, as now they had a great grinding drive end with no points, and now the Patriots, they get off the field. You give them a little bit of a boost, especially on defense. After having to deal with all that, they give up no points. And now the Patriots still only down a touchdown. They get one good offensive drive. Patriots are right back in this game. Trying to get this all figured out here. First and 10, Drake May back. Look, oh, is he going to get sacked again? Gets away from the sack. Not that time.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
That's another sack there against Drake May. That one's going to be for 3 yards. 2nd and 13 upcoming. Drake May, 2nd and 13. Throws incomplete. He was looking for Douglas down the left side. Could not connect, just a little too high. You could say a bit of a bover throw. Third and 13 for May. Throws. That's going to be caught. Mac Hollins, who just came back for the Patriots here, walked in as if he was from the Warriors. Come out and play. Varun says, I think my overs bet is done. It seems to be a bit of a low-scoring affair today so far, Varun. Varun says, according to taking the points, easy to say in hindsight. Except we don't say it in hindsight, Varun. We are very much take the points people here on Stay Tuned Sports. 1st and 10, Stevenson up the middle. And gain of 2 yards. Second down and 8 from the 33. 7:23, 7:22, 7:21 remaining here in the second quarter. Broncos 7, Patriots nothing. Drake May takes the snap, throws over the middle. That's going to be caught by Diggs. And Diggs gets 5 yards on that catch. 3rd and 3, upcoming from the 38. Can the Patriots convert this 3rd down? Can they get something going offensively? I believe they've only had 2 first downs in this game. One of them has been on this drive that we just saw. The other one was on their second drive of the game. Play clock at 3. They get the snap off. Drake May, he's looking, gets pressure, and...
But too bad your ass got sacked.
3rd sack of the game against Drake May. And that's going to be a punt coming up here for the New England Patriots. My God. Oh, my God. Man, this might... Everybody was picking the Patriots so early. I don't know, man. One of our old chat members here, he would have been like, man, you see all that money going to Patriots, you should have definitely picked the Broncos. Fair catch for that punt is going to be down at the 17-yard line of the Denver Broncos. Mims there with the fair catch. 1st and 10 from the 17 for the Broncos coming up here. 5:50 remaining in the second quarter. Denver 7. New England nothing. Jesus Christ. Crafty in the chat says Drake May has been more like Drake April today. And Drake February. He's been like Drake February. He's just cold and frozen. I guess, yeah, no, if you want to say that, he's kind of cold. He's not playing well. He's 5 of 9 for only 32 yards. You got Stidham out there. He's 7 of 12 for 79 yards, 52 of them on that one big play to Mims. But he's 7 of 12, 79 yards, and that touchdown to Sutton. I'll say this. On quarterback play so far in this game, again, there's 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second quarter. But up to this point, Stidham's played better. For what they've asked him to do, for what they've been doing, Stidham's played better. And to be fair, the Broncos should be up 10-0. They should have taken the points when they were down there. Varun in the chat says the Broncos still a decent value for live betting though. So let's see. What is that? What is that to now? As we take a look at these, as we mentioned before, the Patriots closed at a 3.5-point favorite, with the over/under being 43.5. Right now, the Broncos are 2.5-point favorites. Minus 145 on the money line for the Broncos, and over/under right now, as if you wanted to live bet, it would be 32.5. So that over/under has dropped like a rock. Crafty telling me right now we have 295 subs, so we picked up another sub. We are 5 away from 300 on that hopefully inevitable march to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody who has participated, who subscribes, who supports this channel in any way, shape, or form. Just watching is supporting. Being in the chat room is supporting. Subscribing is supporting. Sharing is supporting. Hitting that like button. Any which way that you support this channel, it's not just anything financially, because to be fair, ever since Pecan and his last donation to this channel, the $110 there, nobody really gives. And I understand that's because the Buy Me a Coffee site is not great, and we're still working on getting our Patreon up. So, and hopefully once that happens, we'll get a little bit better. But here we go. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Stidham is going to hand off here to Harvey. Harvey gets about a 5-yard run. And he does. And that's going to be... Let's get back up here. 2nd and 5. They're on the 22-yard line. You know what that means? Hi, Taylor. Hi, Taylor. We got Taylor back up here as the Broncos are on the 22-yard line. 2nd and 5. Stidham in shotgun. Takes the snap. Back, looks, throws over the middle. Had a man, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Sutton again, and it went right through Sutton's hand. Sutton has got to catch these balls for his quarterback. A little zip on that. God, you got to catch that ball. Again, right through Sutton's hands. That is unbelievable. To make that kind of money you're making, and you've dropped 2 of those passes that your backup quarterback has put right on the money, you can't do that. 3rd down and 5 from the 22-yard line, which is why you see Taylor on your screen. 22 and 13. We see Taylor come up on the screen. Stidham getting pressure, throws. He does complete it, and that's going to be Mims stretching and getting the 1st down. 1st down, Broncos 5-yard gain. And now up to the 27-yard line, 1st and 10, Denver Broncos. See you later, Taylor. So now, 1st and 10 from the 27. Bit of a power formation here from the Broncos, and that's going to be a run. Jaleel McLaughlin, he's going to run for 5 yards. Gets it up to the 32-yard line, 2nd and 5. Down to 4:10, 4:09, 4:08 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Broncos leading 7-0. Grinding another drive here. Pat Bryant, hamstring issue right now for the Broncos, listed as questionable to return. Stidham under center. Hand off. A yard, perhaps. Jaleel McLaughlin again. That's going to be 3rd and 4 now from the 33. Got to get to the 37 for a 1st down. The Broncos had 10 rushing attempts in the divisional round. They've had 13 today. It seems like they are leaning a lot on the running backs with Stidham at quarterback, but it is working. They are grinding, and they are making it work. Play clock down to 1. Down to 0. They do get the ball off Stidham. Stidham. There's the mistake there. And they're going to say that's a fumble? What are they saying here? Hold on. We've got a flag down. Is this a fumble? Is this a pass? What do we got? Oh, boy. What do we got? Come on. This could be a game-changing play. Christian Ellis, that dirty fuck, is saying a touchdown. They say it's an incomplete pass, but it was intentional grounding. So that's going to be a loss of down at the spot of the foul, which makes it a 20-yard penalty. Stidham, with his worst mistake so far in this game. I want to see that. How is that a forward pass? That looks like wow. I don't know about that one. Vrabel wants to have he wants to see if he can throw a flag on this one. He's got the flag in the hand. And it looks like is Vrabel going to call? You got to look at this. Because he pulls that back down, and then it's hit out of his hands. They're going to say backwards pass, fumble recovered by the Patriots at the spot. They're going to say they can't advance it because they called the play dead as a forward pass, which is dumb. They should have let that play run out as a fumble. That's a bad call, but it still ends up with a huge favor for the Patriots, as that was. So they take the penalty away. I mean, the flag still counts because they threw it. But, wow, they have called it now a fumble or a backwards pass from Stidham, and that gives 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the 12-yard line. Drake May throws over the middle to Booty. Booty gets a 6-yard pass, gets it down to the 6-yard line. 2nd and 4 from the 6. Varun asks, why isn't that a touchdown? Because the officials officially first called it an incomplete pass. So once you call that, the play's dead, you can't advance the ball. But since the Patriots clearly recovered the ball, because on review they can sit there and say, it was a fumble, it was a backwards pass, they got the ball, so it's their ball, but you just can't advance it. Drake May pulls it down. Touchdown, New England Patriots. And just like that, the luckiest of lucky breaks, and the Patriots are an extra point away from tying this game. Unbelievable. The Broncos had this game. They were playing well. Stidham was playing well. Stidham had his first mistake, and it was a costly mistake. Unbelievable. And now, just like that, in a game that Denver has been dominating the entire way, the Patriots are right back at it. 7-7 after an absolute disaster class from Stidham. He tried to shot put the ball. He shot put it backwards. It should have been a touchdown on the play in and of itself, despite the officials screwing it up. But at the end of the day, the Patriots did get it into the end zone anyway. But what a horrible, horrible mistake from Stidham. which is upsetting because like I said, I thought he was playing well this entire game. He was playing very composed, mistake-free. I mean, very well. If anything, I was upset at Courtland Sutton for dropping the passes that he was giving him. And then right there on that one play, you see the lack of having first-team reps, the lack of starting all year, the lack of being in that situation with all that kind of pressure. You have something like that happen. And it is incredibly unfortunate for Stidham and the Broncos, but that is where it stands right now. Oh, that was weird. Why did that happen? Varun in the chat says, my overs bet might have some hope. Now, you said when you bet the overs, what was it? It was 43 and a half? Yeah, so you had 43 and a half. So you had a way to go. You had a little bit to go there. Kickoff is going to be a touchback here for the Broncos. They're going to have it up at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 coming up. .210 remaining here in the second quarter, so we're 10 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. What a mistake in a close game like this. And here's the thing. This is why you also take the points, as we said. I'm always such a proponent of take the points. Take the points. Take the points. Because right now it's tied 7-7. If the Broncos were to kick that field goal, made that field goal, they're still leading. They're still winning 10-7, and they'd have the ball back here. So here we go, 2:10 remaining, 1st and 10 for the Broncos at their own 35-yard line. Stidham in shotgun, takes the snap, steps back, has good protection, he's getting rushed again, looks, throws, he just throws that away. Smart play, Stidham, we're learning. We are learning. 2nd down and 10. I do enjoy to see learning live in progress. I think there's a lot of people that could stand to do that in this world today. And Stidham is showing the way. 2nd and 10. Stidham back, throws. That's going to be caught. Gets up the middle. That is going to be Harvey running back out of the backfield. And that's going to be a 10-yard gain. 1st down for the Broncos, and that's going to be the 2-minute warning at 1:58 remaining in the second quarter. Broncos 7, Patriots 7. We have reached, ladies and gentlemen, the 2-minute warning. And I see people saying, here on Twitter, people are posting, NFL and CBS obviously posted the turnover on their stream, and a comment under there perfectly exemplifies what we've been talking about here. That's why you take the 3 points when you can, especially in a game like this that was going to be kind of tight, a grinding game, points at a premium, low scoring. Take the points where you can. Right now, the Broncos could still be winning. Here's the thing: if I'm the Patriots, like from here on out, maybe you just ball out. You just blitz the ever loving shit out of Stidham. Maybe that's what you do. Like, yeah, he hit you on a deep pass. He's done that, and maybe he still will. Maybe he'll still catch you off guard, and you'll get fucked. But maybe just throw the kitchen sink at the kid, and try to rattle him. It worked on that previous drive. Maybe do it again. Maybe see what you can do here. James Brown wearing the Ivan the Terrible hat there. Looking like the old Crown of Muscovy. First and 10 out of the 2-minute warning. Stidham takes the snap, throws over the middle, missed a little Jordan Humphrey, and was close to being intercepted. 2nd and 10. Jimbo says, King, did not have this on my Snowmageddon bingo card, but Duryea in Pennsylvania had an... No shit! I got to look that up now. Oh, and Stidham goes down for a sack. This is why I said maybe you just rush this guy the rest of the way. Patriots take a timeout here. Clearly, they want to save some time. So Patriots down to 2 timeouts. 1:50 remaining. 3rd and 18 after that sack. Stidham throws. He's going to get that to Ingram. Ingram's going to get it up to the 49-yard line, but no further. That was good for 12 yards. But after that sack, it only makes it 4th and 6 from the 49. Broncos will have to punt. Patriots take a timeout with 1:42 remaining. So now the Patriots also only have 1 timeout remaining. And they put 2 seconds back in the clock, so 1:42 remaining. I'm trying to find out about this. We had an avalanche in Pennsylvania, in Duryea, Pennsylvania. Old stomping grounds there. Punt on its way. Kick is up. Fair caught at the 10-yard line for the Patriots. 90 yards to glory. One timeout, 1:35 remaining. Can the Patriots get in field goal range at least and put at least 3 more on the board? Handoff here. And it's going to be, I'm going to say 5 yards there for Stevenson. 2nd and 5 coming up. Clock is running. Patriots trying to go fast here. 1:15, 1:14. Man, the Patriots are wasting time. Wasting time. 1:10, 1:09, 1:08. Taking the snap is Drake May. Steps back, looks, throws over the middle. Dropped. Hunter Henry. 3rd and 5, 1:03 remaining. Clock stops on the incompletion. Jimbo, apparently that's not the first time Duryer's had an avalanche. Apparently they had one too in 2017. I didn't know that. But yeah, Duryea in Luzerne County, Duryea police are warning drivers to avoid Coxton Road, after reports of a significant avalanche blocking the roadway beyond the 900 block. Look at that. Throws for 2 yards. Does Drake May to Hunter Henry on 3rd and 5. So it's going to be 4th down and 2. I guess I gave him 3 yards. I thought it was only 2. But 4th and 2 from their own 18. Patriots are going to have to punt. 57 seconds remaining. And the Broncos take their last time out to save some time for them. So, again, as we've seen, the Patriots' offense has not been well. The only reason they have 7 points is because of a mistake from Stidham. Kick is away. Mims is going to get that up to the 49. So the Broncos get it where they had the ball before. They've just kicked it back and forth, and now everybody's back to where they were. Antebellum. 1st and 10 for the Broncos from their own 49-yard line. They just need a couple yards to get in field goal range, especially in that thin Denver air. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. By the way, officials in Duryea say that the snow and debris have made the road impassable, prompting an urgent traffic advisory. Motorists in the Duryea area, there in Northeast PA, are urged to use alternate routes and to avoid travel unless absolutely necessary as dangerous conditions persist. 1st and 10, Stidham throws. He's going to complete that and more to R.J. Harvey. He's going to get 11 yards on 1st down and out of bounds. Stops the clock. 1st and 10, 41 seconds left. And that's going to be down at the 40-yard line of the Patriots. 1st down and 10. Broncos have no timeouts remaining. Broncos get a couple more yards here. They are in field goal range. And just think, if they had gone for the field goal before, they could be looking to go up 6 points here. Keep that in mind as this game moves on. Stidham, back, looks. He's got all the time in the world and then throws it away. Incomplete. 2nd and 10, 35 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Let's see what happens here on 2nd and 10. 35 seconds remaining. Play clock under 10. Stidham in shotgun. Got trips to the right. Play clock down to 1. They get the snap away. Stidham throws. That's going to be caught. Sutton finally catches the football. That's going to be good for 6 yards. Gets it down to the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 4 from the 34. They found just listen. Try to find something quick on the side. If it's not there, throw it away and kick the field goal. You can't take a sack here. You can't take a sack. Stidham takes the snap. He rolls out to his right. He's going to pull it down, pump fakes, and then goes out of bounds. He loses 2 yards. What you couldn't do. That's what you couldn't do. You couldn't lose yardage. And he lost even if they're being generous, he lost a yard. Yeah, no, lost 2 yards. 4th and 6 now after 3rd and 4. Loss of 2 yards. And now they are going to go for a field goal here, are the Broncos. .24 seconds remaining. Snap, hold, kick. It is up, and it is no good. It drifted off to the right, and that is no good. And so the Broncos and Patriots remain tied. 20 seconds remaining. And the Patriots have the ball in their own 44-yard line. They do have a timeout remaining. So now can the Patriots get within field goal range for who's their kicker? Borgalis? They can see if they can get Borgalis in range and see if they can once again get that. Now, again, the Patriots have done nothing offensively in this half, so that's all I'll say. I don't know. 1st and 10. May looks, throws over the middle. That is incomplete. Looking for booty and did not connect with the booty. 2nd and 10. 15 seconds remaining. Play clock at 10. May's got trips to his right. Oh, not a question on that one. That will be a false start on the Patriots. And it's a 10-second runoff because of the penalty. The clock wasn't running. If the clock's not running, that's not a 10-second runoff. Yeah. Or did he just say there's no runoff because the clock was? I don't know. Either way, there's no reason to say that unless there was something there. Jerk off. So here we go. 2nd and 15. 15 seconds remaining. Drake May takes the snap. You got to look deep for this one. Throws the ball. He does have a deep ball. Oh, and that's a Bover throw to booty. Incomplete. 3rd and 15 with 9 seconds remaining. Entertain on the coverage on that one, although that one was really kind of overthrown, so it doesn't really matter. Third and 15. Drake May takes the snap. He's going to pull it down and run. Not sure how smart that is. 3, 2, 1. He slides down, takes the timeout. There's 0 on the clock. Did he have it with 1 second? Vrabel saying he's got a second. He's got a second. New England takes their final timeout. Did they get it? And they're going to say they had it there with 1 second. So now it's 1st and 10 for the Patriots. They're on Denver's 45. This will be. Are they going to go for a field goal here? That would be what? Would that be close to 60? Over 60. They're going to go for it here. Wow. Andy Borgalis, 63 yards. Snap, hold, kick is not a chance. That might have been blocked. Never had a chance. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be halftime here at the AFC Championship Game. Why is that a lowercase h? We don't want that. We need the uppercase because that's a true halftime. There we go. New England 7, Broncos 7, and New England will get the ball first in the second half. Wow, though. I think the Broncos have made a couple of mistakes here. Obviously, we have the Stidham one. New England has not played well at all. If we're gonna do a quick breakdown here of the halves that we're looking at here. New England has not played well at all offensively. The Broncos have played well offensively. They've played conservative. They played very grinding ball. And to be fair, outside of, I would say, two mistakes. Obviously, the Stidham just panic, fumble, backward pass, fumble thing that he did. That should have been a fumble. It shouldn't even have been a case. It was backward pass. That should have been returned for a touchdown. They did eventually get a touchdown to New England. But no matter what, just bad mistake. You can't do it. Either eat it or make sure that you put enough on it to throw that out of bounds. But you can't sit there and do what Stidham did there. So that was mistake. Obviously, the biggest mistake, I think, so far. But also not going for the field goal when you're on the 14-yard line of the Patriots. You're right there. It's a chip shot. It's not like the longer one that you just tried to get there at the end of the half. That you would most likely now be up 10-7. Even after that mistake, you'd still be going into halftime with a lead. That would be really, really, really good for your team morale, for really everybody. You would feel a lot better about that. For the Patriots, I would say defensively, you are letting the Broncos kind of dictate the game here. They are grinding away. They're getting decent drives against you. They haven't been able to finish them. So I guess you can kind of hang your hat on that. How much of that is what you're doing? How much of that is maybe the Broncos, Cortland Sutton not catching certain passes, and maybe Stidham not being the crispest out there, obviously, having been a backup all year, this being his first start of the season. Maybe that has a little bit more to do with it as well. And offensively, boy, back to the drawing board. Get in there at halftime and come up with something. You got to come up with something else. Because whatever you tried to do there in the first half was not fucking working. Trying to curse less, but you can't keep, if you're the Patriots, you got to change whatever it is you thought you were going to be able to do in this game. Change it up, because it ain't working. This ain't the way to do it. That's how I look at this particular half of football. We'll see if there's any changes when we get to the second half here. As we see from Boston Connor here from the Pat McAfee Show on Twitter, he says, I will take a tie at halftime all day long after that particular first quarter that they had. Even Dave Portnoy, founder of Barstool Sports, kind of saying the same thing here. Halftime, tie game, and we get the ball. Couldn't have asked for anything better based on how we've played so far. That's it, man. It's if you're a Patriots fan, you couldn't ask to be in a better position based on how you've played. you've played so poorly and you have a tie game and you get the ball first in the second half. If you're the Broncos, you almost feel a little demoralized because you've played well. Stidham, outside of that really one mistake, has played very well in this game. And you find yourself still tied because I think of a couple of things. Like, again, you could have the lead if you just would have went for that field goal instead of going for the fourth down. On the 14-yard line of the Patriots, you needed those points. To leave those points on the board was again, we here at Stay Tuned Sports are always fans of taking the points when you can. If you're down there, if you have the points, especially early on in the game, take those points. You can't ask for any. It's free points, baby. It's free 3, baby. And will that come to bite the Broncos in the ass? We'll find out. Brandon Perna on Twitter, big Broncos fan. Clearly, he's also having a stream. Says, these little mistakes are adding up. Don't like it. And I think that's kind of what I've said from the start here is the Broncos have played really well. They have grinded their way through these drives and have done, I think, they had the right game plan going into this game. Passing up that field goal opportunity was a huge mistake. And obviously the Stidham fumble is a mistake. But I honestly feel like the field goal, not taking the 3 points when you could have, is a bigger mistake than the Stidham turnover. I really do. Maybe I'm dumb for saying that. You can think that. And if you do, chat's open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say I do, and tell me how dumb I am. But it just it feels that way. And is that going to be what cost the Broncos a trip to the Super Bowl? We're going to find out here in the second half. Time for me to make some more coffee to prepare for this second half. And, of course, we still have the NFC Championship Game coming up, ladies and gentlemen. I certainly hope that you're buckled in and ready to go here on Stay Tuned Sports. We'll be back in just a moment. ready, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready back here. Third quarter about to start here in the AFC Championship Game. New England Patriots 7. The Broncos 7. Patriots get the ball here first in the second half. Broncos ready to kick the ball off. That's going to be caught at about the 2. Return to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. And that is where they will mark him down at the 31-yard line. First and 10, 31-yard line here for the New England Patriots. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half. Hope everybody's having a great time. This is Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If you like anything about this channel, and I don't know why you would, but if you do, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that share button, let the world know this channel exists. It is a huge, huge help for us. And, of course, as always, if you haven't done so yet, or this is your first time here, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. First and 10. That's going to be a short pass there to Diggs for about 5 yards here for the Patriots. Second down and 5, down at the 36. Patriots facing a second event. Can they not have a 3 and out, I think is the question here. Oh, we got some flurries happening out in the Rocky Mountains right now. Drake May, hands off. That's going to be Stevenson, good for 2 yards. Might only be a yard. I don't know. We'll see where the official spot. Yeah, snow is coming down. We've got flurries in Denver. So third down and 3 yards to go. Can the Patriots move the chains? That's a long 3 too. That looks more like 4 yards to me. Hand off here. That's going to be Stevenson, and that's going to be close. Where are they going to mark? Nope. Oh, no, okay. I thought he has. Oh, he's right at the line. That is a first down. Say the officials move the chains. First and 10, Patriots. Here we go. First and 10. There's going to be a handoff to Stevenson again, and again only a yard. That run game for the Patriots has not been working in this game so far. They have not been able to get anything going on the ground. Can that change? Hand off, and Stevenson this time actually gets something on the ground. 12-yard gain. First down, and the Patriots are in Denver territory. Stevenson's only had 35 yards rushing today, 12 of them on that last run. So before that run, he had 23. Again, it's not been great on the ground for the Patriots here. First and 10 from the Denver 46-yard line. That's going to be Henderson coming in for Stevenson, getting 4 yards on that run. Second and 6 now for the Patriots from the Denver 42. Varun in the chat says Patriots offense showing some life. I guess having one 12-yard run is better than what they've been doing on the ground, but you know it is something. So I guess we'll just have to go with that. Boy, that looked like some people moved early there. Or that was all kinds of screwed up from the start. And that's going to be a 3-yard loss for Henderson on that carry. 3rd and 9 now for the Patriots as they are back kind of behind the 8 ball. Facing a 3rd and long. They're on Denver's 45-yard line. They've got 2 first downs, which equals, I think, what they had in all of the first half. So, can they get another one here? Drake May back, looks to throw. He's going to pull it down and run. He's going to get the first down, and he's going to get more. Gets it down to the 20, down to the 16-yard line. They're going to mark him out at the 17, 28-yard run for Drake May. And just like that, not only do they move the chains, they are in the red zone. Are the Patriots. First down for Drake May and New England. First and 10, handoff here, and no gain, row gain for Stevenson. 2nd and 10 coming up. Again from the 17. Drake May steps back. Boy, he's getting rushed. Just throws that up. That's into the end zone over everybody. I don't know if that was an intentional overthrow or not, but it's 3rd and 10 coming up from the 17-yard line for the New England Patriots. Can they keep this drive going? Or will they have to settle for a field goal? And will they go for the field goal, or will they make the same mistake that the Broncos did? I think it might depend on where they end up here. We'll see. I honestly think no matter where you end up, if you don't get the first down, take the points. Drake May, play action, looks, throws. He completes it to Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry. Boy, that's close. That is close. They're going to say he's just short by half a yard. 4th and 1. Do you go for it? Do you go for it? What you need, Pepper Jack? We got chippies. You got your cookies. You already had your Montauk. It's pretty good. Pepperidge Farm, remembers. And the Patriots are going to go for it on 4th and half a yard. So nobody learns their lesson. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, we got a timeout by the Patriots. Early timeout in the second half. You might need those, Patriots. Varun says they're going to make the same mistake but score. That could be. Doesn't make it not a mistake. And I like the way you phrase that, Varun. I really do. Because it's not like it's not a mistake. Even like if they make it and score, it's like, oh, yeah, okay, we scored. Woo, okay, right decision made. Not really. I still think it's a mistake. Just because it turned out well doesn't mean it's still not the wrong decision. At least in my mind. That's how I rationalize it. So 4th and 1, the Patriots are going to go for it. Drake May. Oh, boy. I don't know about that one, ladies and gentlemen. The officials say first down. The Broncos were saying no. I thought it was rather close. I don't know. I would ask for a review on that one. I don't think he made it. I don't think he made that. And the Broncos are going to challenge. The Broncos are challenging that play. Absolutely, you have to. It looked short. That overhead made it look like he did not get there, ELS. So Denver challenging the play. As well they should. Let me finish making my coffee here. As they go to break. I don't think he got there. Again, dumb mistake. Just take the points in a game where points are premium. Take the goddamn points. And again, you have him not doing it. So in a sense, this kind of helps erase the Broncos' mistake. What a mistake that could be. I'm telling you. I don't think he made it. From the overhead of the look there, it does not look like he made it. Varun in the chat says, game of fine margins there. ELS, this is ugly. I don't know. It's definitely grinding. The defenses are playing well. I think the Broncos are playing the right way for having Stidham at quarterback, but you had to go for the points where you get New England not going for the points here really screwed up. They say it stands? Where? How? What? I don't know about that one. I don't know. So that's going to cost the Broncos a timeout. So both teams now only have 2 timeouts. They say 1st and goal for the Patriots. That's a bad call. Stevenson, he's going to get 5 yards on that run. Kept those legs churning. 1st and goal. So now it's 2nd and goal down at the 2-yard line for the Patriots. ELS says, fuck the refs. Hey, listen, Denver fans. Hey, Perna. I know Perna has the fuck the refs coffee. Now he can pair it with fuck the refs hoodie or t-shirt available at the Stay Tuned Sports merch store, bit.ly/staytunedmerch, or follow the link in the top of the chat or description below. You might need to wear that one on your next live stream there, Brandon Perna. Help our brother out. Direct snap there to Stevenson, and that's going to be nothing. That's going to be a loss of 2 yards. They tried to do a little trick play, and that ended up with a loss of 2 yards. So now 3rd down and goal. May steps back. Snow is picking up in Denver, and now May's going to get sacked. That direct snap was weird, and then you have the sack.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And now it appears that the Patriots are not going to screw around like they did before, but still, this is 3 points that they really shouldn't have, because I got to tell you, folks, from my vantage point, from overhead, I think as everybody else saw it too, boy, that did not look like a first down. So I still think the Broncos kind of got shafted here. But to be fair, if the Broncos had gone for it when they were supposed to, early on in the first half, this game would only be tied 10-10 instead of now the Patriots having a lead 10-7 over the Denver Broncos. Broncos will get their first possession of the second half as the Patriots ate up almost 10 minutes of clock there. 5:39 now. I'm sorry, 5:29 remaining in the third quarter. Patriots ate up a lot of time on that possession. Lloyd in the chat. Great to see you, Lloyd. Thank you so much. Says, let's go Broncos. ELS says, King, whoever wins this game is not winning the Super Bowl. I would never go that far. Depending on, like, again, I said on my Friday forecast, I think it's the Seahawks, and it's them, and then a fairly large gap before you start talking about everybody else as who might win the Super Bowl. But again, you never know, and that's why they play the games any given Sunday, baby. But yeah. Lloyd, I got to tell you, it's been a game so far. It has been a game so far. I don't know how to how else to describe it. A couple of mistakes here or there. Again, like I said, I don't think the Patriots have played nearly as well as people thought they would, and I don't think the Broncos, especially with Stidham, has played as bad as they thought they were going to. Outside of that one Stidham error with the fumble, I got to say, I think I've been fairly impressed with him. Lloyd says, I know someone who eats a lot of clock. Yes, and right now the Patriots, they were clock suckers on that opening drive of the second half. They killed 10 minutes of the third. They ate up most of the third quarter. They clock sucked all of that quarter. So we'll see if the Broncos can answer on this drive, but again, you have, to me right now, I think the biggest mistake of the game, outside of maybe the bad call from the official saying that was a first down, which it wasn't, I think even more so than Stidham's fumble was the Broncos not going for the field goal when they were on the Patriots' 14-yard line there in the second quarter. Biggest mistake. You could have been up 10-0, changed the whole flow of the game. Even after the Patriots, if you had that mistake, Patriots get a touchdown, yeah. But they're still losing. And then if everything else still goes the way it does and you still get a bad call there in that drive there or whatever, now the Patriots kick a field goal, well, now it's just a tie game still. But now we're sitting here with the Patriots with a 10-7 lead. And I think that's fully on the Broncos. And the snow is really coming down now in Denver. Picked on the hop from the 4. Return to the 20, down to the 23-yard line for the Broncos. 1st and 10 at the 23. Lloyd says was up late watching UFC, and Robert Kraft was there. There we see the Waltons there. Condoleezza Rice hanging out with them. ELS says both of these teams have made too many mistakes. They have made a lot, Lloyd says, though, but the Broncos still haven't made as many as the Patriots. I think they have. I got to say, I don't think the Patriots have made mistakes. I just don't think they've played well. They haven't been able to get the running game going at all. Drake May hasn't been able to get the passing game together at all. They've been struggling. Here we go. 1st and 10, handoff. to McLaughlin here. Jalil's going to get it up to the 25, gain of 2. Second down and 8. We are at 5:03, 5:02, 5:01, and 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. That is how much time the Patriots ate up on that first drive. Stidham's in shotgun. We got a man in motion here. That's going to be Ingram. Stidham back, looks, throws over the middle, looking for his running back, and McLaughlin drops the ball. Incomplete. Third down and 8 from the 25. Can the Patriots hold the Broncos to a 3-and-out here? That would be huge for the Patriots. Yeah, I get blaming the conditions for that particular drop there, Romo, but Cortland Sutton dropped 2 passes in the first half when there was no snow that he had no business dropping. And you really got to help out your backup quarterback with those kind of catches. And they were right on the money. It's not like they were bad passes either. So here we go, 3rd and 8 for the Broncos. Stidham throws out of the backfield here. That's going to be Mims. And just it gets 4 yards, but that is it. And so that's going to be 4th and 4, and they're going to have to punt. So 3-and-out. And the Patriots are going to get the ball back here. Broncos might end up with only 1 possession here in the third quarter. And it is, boy, it is snow. It's a squall out there in Denver right now. Punt is away. Patriots get it, return it from the 20, and they get it down to the 20. I think he got to the 22 there. They're going to officially call him at the 21. Are you serious? Are you serious? I don't know. But as we look up at the LED lighting there of Empower Field at Mile High, the Patriots have the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 21 as they're marking it here. 10-7. 3:50 remaining in the third quarter of this AFC Championship game. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Daddy's going to get himself another cup of coffee. I'll be right back, and I'm not going to put the thing up there. That's fine. You guys just hear the silence and hear me going around making coffee. Make some coffee. Some coffee, watching all day. Gonna make some coffee to stay. Go up past so this kind of sucky. Spins the doodle-doodle-doo. First and 10 for the Patriots. They just showed Gillette Stadium. Covered a foot and a half of snow there. Drake May throws over the middle, low, incomplete. Booty, the intended receiver. I don't know how well the passes are going to work with the way the weather is now in Denver. That is good, hot coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Like they have nice hot coffee action here. Second and 10. Drake May in shotgun. Takes the snap. He's looking. He's going to pull it down. He's going to run. Gets it down to the 30. He's going to get a first down and more. Gets it down to the 34-yard line. First and 10, Drake May. And the Patriots move the sticks. I heard the UFC event was good yesterday. Lloyd, was it? I don't watch UFC, so I'm not a big guy, but Ricky, a sports fanatic guy in the chat, he says Rams or Seahawks are going to destroy the Patriots or the Broncos, whoever comes out of this game. ELS said that not too long ago in the chat there, Ricky, and he agrees with you. I kind of felt that way anyway. First down, 4-yard run there for Stevenson. It's going to be 2nd and 6 now from the 38 of the Patriots. I kind of felt that way anyway. It felt like the Seahawks, to me, right now, even with the Rams, I think it goes Seahawks. I think there's a large gap. I think there's Rams. And then I think there's a bit of a gap there, too. And then you had Patriots and Broncos. I think the Broncos, in the first part of this game, were playing smart. I think missing that, just passing up that field goal. Flea flicker in the snowstorm for the Patriots, and it's caught! Oh, what a big play! 31 yards, Mac Hollis. And he knocks somebody over there on the sidelines over, helps him up. What a nice guy, that Mac Hollis. But that's a 31-yard gain in the middle of a snow squall in Denver. And now it's 1st and 10 for the Patriots on the Denver 31-yard line. And Ricky, thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If anybody else is joining us here, please, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, hit that share, let the world know this channel exists. And, of course, as always, if you haven't done so yet, or this is your first time here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized here on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. I think we're only 5 subs now away from 300, so we are slowly but surely clawing our way to that 1,000 mark. And I want to thank everybody who watches and supports this channel for doing so. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ricky says, welcome. Hey, man, thank you so much for all your support, man, and what you're doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So here we go. 2nd and 6. Throws incomplete towards Booty is Drake May. And that's going to be 3rd and 7 coming up now from the 28-yard line of the Broncos. And we are under a minute to play here in the third quarter. 58 seconds remaining. Clock stopped with that incomplete pass. And like I said, the Patriots have kind of owned this third quarter. That snow is a-snowing in the Rockies. Here's a handoff to Stevenson, and that's going to be no gain. And so that's going to be 4th and 7 now. And the Patriots are going to go for a field goal now. Now, see, here's the thing. This is where I might consider actually going for it with the way the weather, the wind, the snow is now. Maybe now is where you actually forego the field goal. It's a 46-yard attempt. That is a long attempt in this kind of conditions. I don't know. But here we go. 4th and 7. They are going to go for it. Snap. Hold. Kick is up, and that is going to continue to just go loud. No, that's right. Yeah, they missed that right. No good. And kind of like I said, man, I think when the weather was nice and fine and clear, there wasn't any snow or barely any wind, sure, kick the field goals. Now you're in the middle of a snow squall, and now you're going to go for the field goal? I think that's weird choice, but it's going to be Broncos ball, 1st and 10 from their own 36. Varun in the chat, he says, I remember asking, why is the weather so mild? The weather gods answered. They heard you, Varun, and said, you know what? I'm going to give Varun some snow here. Ricky in the chat, he says, hey, I see you're a Giants fan, man. That was a good move. They hired Harbaugh. It's been exciting. Listen, we don't have Daboll, so that's obviously a big plus. That was my big thing going into the season. Going out of last season, I wanted to see us fire Daboll and Shane. We didn't do that. Now, at least we fired Daboll. Now we've got Harbaugh. Harbaugh's doing a whole reorganization of the New York Giants, which I like. He's kind of cucked Shane, for lack of a better term, which is fine by me. I'm okay with that. Stability, a certain standard of that he expects from players, staff, coaches, everybody. That to me is the biggest benefit of having Harbaugh there for the Giants. So, again, the last 15 years have really led to a lot of football-related trauma as a Giants fan. So it's hard to say, I'm excited for next season. It's hard to say any of that. Is there maybe a little bit more hopium going into the season for 2026 than there has been in the last couple of years? Yes. I will 100% say that. But as far as a true excitement of I'm not expecting playoffs. I'm not expecting worst to first kind of situation. I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting progress. I'm expecting better results. I'm expecting hopefully meaningful football played in November. Hell, October. Right now with the Giants, the last couple of years, the last 15 years or so, for the most part, there's been no meaningful football played past, October 10th. So hopefully that's the thing here, Ricky. Ricky in the chat says, also, I love the name of your YouTube channel, Stay Tuned Sports. Great YouTube channel name, man. Thank you so very much. That's this will be 10 years now. Started it as a podcast with my buddy Jimbo back in April of, I think it was March or April of 2016. And it's been on and off and large breaks and gaps and parts where I wasn't on the show, parts where he wasn't on the show. Once again, he's kind of decided to take a break from the show at this time. I had to take a break a while ago. But somehow, some way, we're still here. We're still trucking along, and now we've moved from podcast to YouTube channel. So, but I want to thank you so much, Ricky, for joining us here, and Varun and everybody else. 1 yard run there for Harvey up the middle for the Broncos, 2nd and 9, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter, which was all Patriots. Even though they only ended up with 3 points, they had the ball for the majority of that quarter. But ladies and gentlemen, it's the fourth quarter. I know you've seen players, coaches, staff on the sidelines. When they get to the fourth quarter, they've put the fours up. And you're like, why? Why are you doing that? What's going on? Well, I know some of you know. Some people may not. But that's because they're dedicated to all four quarters. Just like us here at Stay Tuned Sports. We're dedicated to all four quarters. You know who else is? Taylor. Taylor's dedicated to all four quarters. Look at her. She's got the fours up. We got the fours up. You can get the fours up. Throw them up there to show that you two are dedicated to all four quarters here of the AFC Championship Game. And put the fours up in chat. Put in a regular four. Put in a Roman numeral 4. Do tally marks. You want to do emojis. However you want to get the fours up. Get your fours up. I Grow Fighting in the chat says, man, I took a nap. So did this game, apparently. I mean, if we're being honest here. This game has been, this game is what it is. It is what it is. And, again, it started out looking like it was going to be a lot better for the Broncos than it has been. I think they've made a couple of poor decisions. Checking out some messages here. Checking X to see what we got here. iGrow in the chat says the Pats are going to take it on home right now. Ricky in the chat says Seahawks and Rams game is going to be better than this one. I certainly, again, I think it'll be. I don't know if what you're going to say is better or not. This one's been a good defensive battle. The Broncos defense has played well. The Patriots defense has played well. I think I think it's been a good defensive back and forth. Saying that a defensive game isn't a good game, I think is not the right thing to say. Jimbo says, did I miss anything? I don't know. Patriots got a field goal. Oh, CBS has put the giant white marker on the fields, even though the field is, oh, pardon me, all white. iGrow Fighting says the Patriots about to go Justin Gaethje on these little pimblets. I guess a reference to the UFC fight last night. I did not watch, but I know Jimbo did. Jimbo was all on it, as we've got a lot of other UFCers here in the chat with us. Yeah, dude, the snow squall in Denver has been bad. 3rd and 5 upcoming here for the Broncos. Throws incomplete. 4th and 5 upcoming. And little Jordan Humphrey could not come down with that, and the Broncos are going to have to punt the ball away. And again, the Broncos receivers are letting down Stidham. Stidham has actually put this ball where it needs to be, and they have just dropped the ball constantly on this kid. Jimbo says, yeah, I lost all my bets. Yeah. So I said, yeah, I lost mine too. Varun says, I see another overtime game on the way. We'll see. That's going to be a touchback on the punt. So that's a punt of 60 yards, but since it's a touchback, it's only a punt of a net gain of 40. And it'll be Patriots ball, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line as CBS takes another break. Ricky says, this is such a boring game. I don't think it's boring. I honestly don't. Oh, by the way, Taylor, I know it's the 4th quarter, but you can go right now. Sorry, Taylor. Alicia in the chat just says, Petus, and 5 exclamation points. Welcome back, Alicia. Great to have you. Alicia says, looking good, King, as always. Well, do I look good or do I look like a penis? That could be one way or the other. Again, Ricky, I don't think this is so much a boring game as it is, it's just a defensive game. So I think it's, I appreciate defensive football. I think the Broncos have a very good defense. I think the Patriots are doing a good job after that first half of containing the Broncos. And it feels almost now like the Broncos are giving up on a run game that was actually not doing terribly. I mean, it wasn't doing great, but I don't think it was doing terribly. And Stidham, again, has not played poorly. He's 14 of 25. Got a $128 for a touchdown. And really just the one big mistake was the attempt to throw it away, and it ended up going backwards, fumble, whatever. But again, I still think the biggest mistake that the Broncos made was not going for that field goal when they were on the Patriots' 14-yard line. And it wasn't snowing yet. It wasn't storming. It wasn't super windy. And you're on the 14-yard line. That's a chip shot. Right now, we could be looking at a 10-10 game, and it's a completely different game if you would have done that back in the first half. They didn't, and I think if the Broncos lose this game, especially if they lose it 10-7, and the fact that you left 3 points on the field, that's on you. ELS says, Alicia has arrived, and he throws his fours up. Thank you so much. iGrow says, the snow is about to make this game a little bit more fun. as we see the snow blowers on the field. Trying to clear the lines here. They did not do a very good job of it. So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 20. Munford has reported as a tackle eligible for the New England Patriots. 1st and 10. May under center. You can barely see the Patriots because they're in white. The field is white and the snow is white. And Stevenson, he's going to run for 11 yards, and he gets over the first down marker. 1st down, Patriots. Varun says, man, going for the overs was such a bad play. He had hope. You know what? You were optimistic. You were very optimistic about it, and it just sometimes optimism will bite you in the ass. That will happen to you, Varun. Ricky in the chat says, that's what cost the Bears against the Rams. Take the points. Take the 3 points when you can. And we are a big fan here on Stay Tuned Sports of taking the points when you have them. When you're in that, take the 3 points, take the 3 points, take the 3 points. There are situations where going for it on 4th down makes sense. I understand that point. I think in certain situations, like with the snow and the weather the way it is now, that's definitely one where you would look to do that. But in that situation that they were on the Patriots' 14-yard line with the weather not bad yet, take the field goal, take the points. They didn't do so, and that might cost them. Handoff here on 2nd and 8. And that's going to be 4 yards there for Stevenson. 3rd and 4 upcoming for the New England Patriots, looking to see if they can get another first down here and keep the clock moving. Alicia in chat says hookers and coke can create interesting chaos. That is an interesting point to be made. I'm not sure if it's the snow in the game that's making her think of the cocaine. That could be some of her more glorious party days, perhaps. Alicia, thank you so much for writing that. Alicia sees the white on the field, and she's like, man, if only I could just snort a line of that. 3rd and 4. Drake May back. He's got time, and now he's going to get sacked. That's going to be a 7-yard sack.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And that's going to have to be a punt now coming from the Patriots. 4th and 11 back at their own 30-yard line. So started off pretty promising there, but the Broncos defense comes in and shuts it down. Punt is, it is away. Looked like that might have been a little bit closer than you might have thought, and that's going to bounce out of bounds at around the 31, 32, somewhere around there. Let's see where officials going to mark it right at the 30. So 1st and 10 for the Patriots coming up at their own 30-yard line. 11:29 remaining. Can the Broncos get in field goal range? Do they go for a field goal? Do they try to take the lead with a touchdown here? Can they move the ball at all against this Patriots defense? We're going to find out coming up after this. Jimbo in the chat says, I just got done blowing snow outside. Who names their son Blow or Snow? That's interesting. You ordered Blow. Why are you blowing some? Never mind. Varun in the chat says, I'm surprised no interception as of yet. ELS says Varun's jinx has been enabled. Varun said, boy, it doesn't look like there's any snow. Where's the snow in this game? There's snow. Now Varun says, oh, there's no interceptions in this game. Is there a pick on the way coming up for Jarrett Stidham? We're going to find out here. Ricky says, good, boring defensive game. Again, as a defensive guy, I like it. I like these kind of games. I know other people are like, I want it to be like Madden. I want it to be all streaks. And I want it to be 53-64. That's how I want my games to be. And in that case, go watch the Indoor Football League like our good friend ELS does. The Green Bay Blizzard, appropriate name for this day, apparently. There's a lot of other teams. You can watch the Indoor Football League, Arena Football League. Watch that. And points go up and everybody scores, and it's great. It's wonderful. It's fine. When it comes to professional football, leave my game alone. Sometimes a nice, good defensive battle is what you need, especially when you're fighting for the right to go to the Super Bowl. You kind of want that. Alicia says, King, sing the ass and titty song. LOL. ELS gave me permission to create chaos. Well, first of all, ELS does not control the chaos or non-chaos of this channel, as much as I do love him, as he is a moderator. Also, I don't know if I can sing the ass and titty song, as that I believe that would be copyrighted. So if I start singing it and then the channel gets flagged and they take down the live stream, I don't want to deal with all that. And I don't know. YouTube is really finicky. I mean, with me saying fuck as much as I do, and I am trying to curse less, but with me cursing as much as I do, I'm probably already on YouTube's radar, on their razor's edge, where they're like, ooh, this guy, ooh, he likes saying F a lot. So I don't know if I want to tease the Google YouTube gods there, those big, large, glorious eldritch gods that they have running this, and kind of tickling the ivories of them with an extra ass and titty song here. So 1st and 10, Harvey, he's going to run it to the right side, catches the corner, and that's going to be good for a 9-yard gain. I thought he might have gotten a first down, but they only say 9 yards. Hard to tell on that field right now. So 2nd and 1 now coming up for the Broncos. Stidham under center. 2nd and 1. Hand off. That's going to be Harvey, and he's going to lose yardage, if anything. They're going to say no gain. 3rd and 1 upcoming. Alicia says, let's not tickle anything on the YouTube gods. Man, that snow is a-snowing in Colorado. $10:05 remaining and counting. Hand off. And that's going to be across the first down marker. Move the chains. First down, Broncos. That's Bidet with the carry. And they're going to give him up to the 42-yard line. 1st and 10, Denver Broncos. Varun in the chat says, has an NFL game ever been stopped due to bad weather? Lightning. Lightning's the only way you stop it. With American football, Varun, you play in everything. Snow, sleet, rain, everything like that. The only thing is if it's a danger to people, which is lightning, or like a tornado. But outside of that, no, they play. Play action for Stidham back. He can't find anybody, rolls out to his right, still can't find anybody, and does the wise thing and throws it out of bounds. 2nd and 10. $9:12 remaining. You can't even see yard markers on the field right now. CBS is putting a little graphic on the scoreboard letting everybody know where the ball is, saying it is on the Denver 43-yard line as it stands right now. Trips to the right for Stidham. Play clock down to 5. He's alone in the backfield in shotgun. Stidham takes the snap. Quick throw. He was looking for Ingram, but that play never had a chance. The Patriots were all over it. Even if Ingram had caught that, it would have ended up being a loss of yardage. So actually, it's a good thing he didn't catch it. 3rd and 10. Alicia says, look up there. I remember that. I remember when Jimbo went to that game. He sent me a couple pictures from there. And I remember sitting at the old apartment in Wilkes-Barre that I used to live in, that little hovel there on Union Street. But that was a great that could have been the game that they had if they played in Gillette Stadium today. Stidham looking, throws, avoids the pressure. It's completed, but only for 4 yards, so it's going to be 4th and 6 from their own 47, and the Broncos are going to have to punt the ball away. They are running out of time. 8:52, 51, 50 seconds, and counting here in the fourth quarter. And the Patriots are going to get the ball back. Broncos and Patriots both have 2 timeouts remaining. Patriots called a timeout early on. In the third quarter, the Broncos lost their timeout on a challenge that honestly should have been a good challenge, but the referee said the call on the field stood. That punt's going to go out of bounds. Where are they going to mark this? They're going to mark this at the 8 or 9 yard line, it seems like. So 1st and 10 for the Patriots from the 8-9, somewhere around there. And there is now 8 minutes and 21 seconds remaining. Can the Patriots hold on here? Or will the Broncos find a way to either tie or take the lead in this game and find their way going to Santa Clara? We're going to find out here in just a moment. Varun says this is going to end 10-7. LOL. Is it though? Now, again, we've got the Varun jinx here. We learned that a lot with the last games last week. And now even in this game, you said, man, where's the snow? I don't see any snow. Bang, all of a sudden there's some snow. And now you asked for an interception. Haven't got one of those yet. Will there be one coming up here? And now you're saying the game's going to end 10-7. Will it, though? Or will you have jinxed that as well? We're going to find out, Varun, if you indeed have supernatural jinxing powers or if it's all just shit that we make up in our heads. Find out here. It's good coffee. Of course it's good coffee. I made it. Dave Portnoy, the founder of Barstool Sports, says, we are getting smoked in the punt game, referring to the Patriots. That is not wrong there. Boston Connor from the Pat McAfee Show on Twitter says, 8-minute offense to win the football game. Put it away, Drake. Will that be what happens here? Brandon Perda from YouTube, That's Good Sports, on Twitter says, Sean Payton needs to end his love affair of screens. We suck at them, and he's the only person on earth who doesn't know that. So Perna getting a little upset here as time is running out for his Denver Broncos to find a way to either tie or take the lead in this game. Alicia in the chat says, I can't wait until you and Jackie are able to move back here. We'll see. We looked at a place up there a while back in December, and unfortunately didn't get it. So who knows where we'll end up. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants here, especially me, Mr. Jobless, trying to just see if I can turn this YouTube thing into a job. 1st and 10, and Drake May is going to get sacked back at the 5-yard line. Yep, no, that's it. It was supposed to be a handoff, but Stevenson slipped on the snow.
Too bad your ass got sacked.
I don't know. I mean, listen. If second and 13 here, handoff to Stevenson, and it's completed this time, but only good for about 2 yards. Third down and 11 from the 7-yard line for the Patriots here. Crafty says a double slip. It was like a slip, and then May was like, "Oh shit, what did I do? I'll just fall down." I'll tell you what. I honestly wouldn't even know what to expect right now after all these times. Like, there will probably be some evenings that either we don't remember or probably wouldn't want to remember. May back looks throws. That's just going to be out of bounds. He just throws that away. 4th and 11. Patriots will be punting in a blizzard deep in their own end zone. Woo! Getting dicey here, ladies and gentlemen. Could this be an opportunity for the game to change? Field position could change a lot here. You can have a punt mishandled. You could have a bad punt. You could have any number of things happen. From deep in his own end zone, Barringer to punt the ball. He kicks, and that looks bad. Oh, that looks bad. Where the hell did that even go out? I can't even see it. Where are they going to mark this? The official's moving. He's telling people, move, move, move. He says, I see the dent where the football went out. Right here. What yard line is that? I don't know. As Jim Nance said, it looks like it would just be a guess at this point as to where the hell that ball went out. Varun says, is it better to throw the ball in these conditions? No. In these conditions, you would rather just keep it on the ground and run it. Crafty says, if it ends 10-7, then that means the game was decided by that stupid... No, that means the game was decided by the Broncos not going for a field goal when they were on the 14-yard line of the Patriots when it wasn't nearly snowing or windy there at Mile High in the beginning of the second quarter. This game could be going to overtime. This game right now would be sitting tied if the Broncos would have taken the 3 points when they were supposed to take the 3 points. They didn't take the 3 points, and that's going to cost them the game there, Crafty, not the Stidham backwards pass. Varun says they are in field goal range already. Not in this weather, they're not, Varun. They are not in field goal range in this weather. And that's going to be a 3-yard loss there for Harvey on first down. Crafty asks, is there a field goal range in this game? Not right now. Not in this fourth quarter. Ball is on the 36-yard line. Or CBS says it's on the 35. I don't know where the hell we are, to be honest with you. Stidham throws out of the backfield. That's going to be caught by Harvey, and they're going to say, I think he's right there. I think he's right back out there. So he's back at the 35-yard line. It's still going to be, this is going to be 3rd and 12 upcoming, and 5:56, 5:55, 5:54 remaining. ELS says field goal range is inside the 20. I don't even know if that, because you're still talking about that would be close to a 40-yard field goal. You're like, that's a 35, 40-yard field goal in these conditions is a long way. Here we go. 3rd and 12. Stidham is going to pull it down and run. He runs and slides down and continues to slide. And that's going to bring up 4th and 5. They got down to the 28-yard line, and they are going to go for the field goal. Now you're going to go for the field goal when it's so much harder, not when you had it on the Patriots' 14-yard line in perfectly clear weather, no snow and no wind. Now you're going to go for it when it's a fucking blizzard and the wind is whipping around everywhere. 4th and 5. They're going to go for the field goal here. 46-yard attempt. That's what I mean. Snap, hold, kick, not even a fucking chance. Actually, that was closer than I thought it was going to be, but it is no good. It was an ugly duck, but it was an ugly duck that actually just missed the upright. But that being said, 4:42 remaining, and the Patriots are going to get the ball back at their own 20-something or other. Varun said, will they go for the field goal? They did, and they missed. Again, that decision to not take the 3 points in the second quarter is to me, and that's why it looked ugly. That was tipped. If that wasn't tipped, that might have made it. That was blocked. Yeah, that was blocked. ELS says no good by 3 miles. No, that was a lot closer than that, ELS. And in fact, if that wasn't blocked, that would have been good. So again, that's a big play from the New England special teams there. 1st and 10 for New England from their own 36-yard line. Expect nothing but handoffs. 2-yard run here for the Patriots. Stevenson gets the carry again, and they're going to lose 2 yards. So they go right back to being 3rd and 10. And again, they're just going to – if I'm running it, I just run it. Run it. And then if you have to punt it again. But do that. We are under 4 minutes to go, 3:43, 3:42, 3:41, 3:40 remaining here in the AFC Championship game. May under center. Hand off here, and no gain. Crafty says, when does it become 4th down territory? As far as what? For the Broncos? Right now for the Broncos, by the way, what do we got here? Broncos have taken their second timeout. So the Broncos have 1 timeout remaining. They're going to put 3:11 on the clock. It was down to 3:01. I guess they missed whenever they called the timeout. Punt is away. Ooh, that one's a lot better punt than the other one before. But that one still goes out of bounds. Crafty says Stidham got hurt on that slide. That one on the last drive? Bruin says, can you explain why they won't throw the ball? They literally cannot advance the ball. Because throwing the ball in those conditions is impossible to do. That's why, Varun. It's snowing. You can't see. and nobody's going to be able to get a grip on the ball even if you could get it to them. So there's a lot better chance of there being incomplete passes and things like that. So the Broncos may have to do it anyway, though. So they have 1st and 10 from the 32. That's kind of just shovel passed out there to Harvey out of the backfield. They're going to say good for a yard. 2nd down and 9 from their own 33. Under 3 minutes to go here in the game. That was Stidham's second time shoveling. That time a lot better than what happened the first time. Okay, the refs have set the ball. Stidham in shotgun. Takes the snap. He's back. He looks. Deep throw. He's got somebody. Oh, no! Intercepted! And that might be the dagger. 2:11 remaining. Broncos only have one timeout, and the Patriots have the ball on their own 36-yard line. The Broncos have a timeout and the 2-minute warning remaining. That is it. So they can get the ball back, but with very little time, and they can't stop the clock. But the Patriots are honestly a first down away from ending this game. Alicia said this game is painful to watch. You've watched... Never mind, I was going to say something, but I'm not... ELS says, no, because Varun said it was going to end 10-7, and so it's going to end 10-7. That's not a jinx. If it didn't end 10-7, then it would have been a jinx. Crafty says an underthrow, that's something you don't have to worry about with Knicks. But again, Varun, that's what, yeah, the no interception jinx hit. That's right, that one hit. But Varun, that right there is why you don't throw a pass in the middle of a blizzard. That's why you don't do it. Although the Broncos kind of had to in that case. 4-yard run there for Stevenson and the Patriots, and they have reached the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 6 on their own 40. The Patriots are 2 minutes away. Can the Broncos, with one timeout, stop the Patriots and get the ball back with very little time left and no timeouts? Or will the Patriots get a first down and punch their ticket back to the Super Bowl? The Patriots have not been to the Super Bowl since Super Bowl 54, I believe it was, right? Against the Rams. Alicia says, say it. I dare you. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll let you ruminate on that one. What do you think I was going to say? What do you think I was going to say? Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, after this game, coming up at 6:30 p.m., the National Football Conference will be having their championship game, where it will be the Seattle Seahawks hosting the Los Angeles Rams for the right to go to Super Bowl 60. LX out there in Santa Clara, California, Levi's Stadium. Who will they be playing? Who will be playing who? Will it be the Patriots? Will they hold on? Will it be the Broncos with a miracle comeback? We don't know. Anything can happen in this blizzard. Imagine there's like a weird fumble. Like the Patriots just trying to run the clock out here. Handoff. Oh, no. Bad fumble exchange. Fumbles on the ground. Broncos get it. How crazy would that be? How crazy would that be? Alicia says, "What? Oh, no, go ahead. Say it in the chat. Say it in the chat. What do you think? What do you think I was going to say? What do you think I was going to say?" I bet you don't know what I was going to say. I bet you can't even guess. I bet you can't even figure out what I was going to say. You think you know, but you don't know. You don't know what I was going to say. To be fair, I don't know what I was going to say. I don't know what I'm going to say with anything. I'm doing the games here. I don't know what I'm going to say. Here we go. 1st and 10, and that's going to be, I'm sorry, that was actually 2nd and 6. 1st and 10 was before. So Broncos take their final timeout, stop the clock with 1:56. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Patriots. Jimbo says, oh, what you were going to say is that Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback. No. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is basically the game. 1st down, game's over. Broncos stop them. They can get the ball back. Play action. May is going to pull it down. He's going to run it himself. He gets to the outside, and he gets the 1st down. The game is over. The New England Patriots are going to Super Bowl 60. The game is over. Congratulations to the New England Patriots. Varun says 10-7. Yeah, you went over under. You picked it. You bet the over when it was 43.5. You bet 43.5 as the over and ended with 17 points. Whoops. Whoops. That is not what happened, Varun. Pecan crying emoji there in the chat. Jimbo says boo. ELS says 1-0 in my picks. I too am 1-0. We've got a flag down here. Only the 4th flag of the game. Offsides on the Broncos. And that's the thing. I'm sorry. Like, if you look at it, not going for that field goal on the 14-yard of the Patriots in the 2nd quarter, to me, is really what cost the Broncos in this game. Alicia says, I knew this was going to happen. But there you go. Now, just when you thought it was all over, ladies and gentlemen, the New England Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. They said you thought the dynasty was over. 'Tis not. Everybody was like, oh, this is great. The Chiefs aren't in the playoffs this year. We're going to have some new blood. We're going to have some new teams we get to see. The Patriots said, go fuck yourself, man. They said, we are back now. Crafty in the chat brings up that point. Yes, with now a 9-0 road record in the regular season and playoffs for the 2025 season, the Patriots enter the Super Bowl with the best road record in NFL history. ELS says bye, bye, bye to the Denver Broncos. 3rd and 7, and one more kneel down will do it, and that will be the end of the game. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is over. The New England Patriots have won the American Football Conference Championship Game over the Denver Broncos and Jarrett Stidham. What would have been a great story is instead over because Sean Payton decided not to go for a field goal on the 14-yard line of the New England Patriots early on in the 2nd quarter. And this will be the Patriots' 12th Super Bowl appearance. Crafty says people begging for the Chiefs to be done are now getting a lesson in be careful what you wish for. Kind of how I said, Christian Ellis, you piece of shit. Somebody still has to break that guy's fucking knees. That piece of shit. Fuck Christian Ellis. Sorry. I'm fine with the Patriots. I really don't give a shit except for Christian Ellis. That guy's a piece of shit. Varun says, is the weather as bad in the next game? No, that game is up in Seattle, so that game will not be covered in snow or anything of that nature. Crafty in the chat says, hey, hot take, but hear me out. I'm guessing that maybe, just maybe, Vrabel wasn't the problem in Tennessee. You fucking think? Maybe take out. This guy seems pretty good. Why would a team go ahead and fire him? Why would a team go ahead and fire a guy like that? Rune says it does not snow in Seattle. Not really. I mean, it can occasionally, but that Pacific Northwest area usually ends up, well, it's a lot more warmer water up there through however the currents run, obviously with the waters in the oceans there. But usually Pacific Northwest is just very cloudy, very rainy, and you might have some rain up there, but it's very rarely does it really snow up in Seattle. Ricky, sports fanatic guy in the chat, says Patriots are about to get destroyed by the Seahawks or Rams. I'm going to be laughing when that happens. Again, like I said, on the surface, it looks like that could happen. But I've seen too many other strange things happen. Not just the TV show Stranger Things, but actual Stranger Things. I'm not. Listen, you can make the Super Bowl. I'm not ruling anything out. I don't rule out. So, honestly, I said it before. I was probably going to end up picking whoever came out of the NFC, which I do think is going to be the Seahawks, Ricky. But to say that another team has no chance, I wouldn't do it. To say the Patriots have no chance is nonsense. They are not the Raiders here. They are not the Cardinals. They're not the Giants. They're not a team that are going up against somebody else. It's like, oh man, they're clearly outmatched. I don't think so. I think they're talented. They have talented players in all the right spots. They have a good coach who knows how to scheme, who knows how to prepare. Again, you're talking about that was the number 2 seed in the AFC, and outside of an early loss in the season, they could have hosted this game, which ironically towards the end would have looked the same. But again, I think at the end of the day, the Broncos' lone mistake, and I've been harping on it this whole time, man. That passing up 3 points in that second quarter was the death knell. And some people might disagree with me. Brandon Perna might disagree with me. He's going to try to look in all the different stats, and I get that. You're going to try to find a way to justify and look at everything and be like, this is why, and this mistake, and Stidham did this, or this was that, or that call by the officials not doing where it wasn't a first down, but it was. They called it and left it as it, and you can look at all those things. To me, though, with some of those things, there are things you can control, some of those things you can't. Like especially the referee calls. You can't control that. It's if they called a first down, then it's a first down. But you could have controlled going and taking the 3 points when you had the opportunity, when it wasn't snowing, when the field conditions were fine, there was no wind. It would have been a perfectly fine chip shot from the 14-yard line of the New England Patriots to go ahead and make it 10-0 for you in this game, and you passed that up, and you never got another point on the board after that. That, to me, is the biggest mistake made in this game. Ricky says Patriots didn't look impressive, though. Let's be real here. Rams, Seahawks are far better than the Patriots are. I'm not saying that's wrong either. I'm not saying that's wrong. But we've often seen listen, the Patriots were a lot better than the New York Giants in 2007. Still lost. I think the Colts were a lot better than the Saints. In, what was that, 2006, right? Yeah, because that was Super Bowl 41 or 43. Oh, no, that was 44, so that was 2009. I think that. But Saints still won the Super Bowl. Crafty says Peyton forgot he was coaching a backup. And part of me feels that. Part of me feels like Sean was like, we're going to have this game. We're going to run this game the same way as if Bo was back there. And again, here's the thing. They weren't. They were kind of running. They were doing run heavy. They were grinding out. And I thought their first couple drives for the Broncos was exactly what they needed to do, and they were playing well. And then they got away from that. And again, going for it on a 4th and 1 when you're in field goal range, you should have went for it. Yeah, I think it was 08, 09, whenever that was. It would have been 09. Yeah, the 09 season was the Super Bowl 44 with the Colts and Saints. Yeah. The Saints were good, but I think the Colts were better that year. I think the Colts could have been a dynasty team. They had just won Super Bowl 41. They were back in it at 44. Peyton Manning. Yeah, they should have won that game. But then again, so just to Ricky's point, like, yeah, do we think that clearly the Seahawks and even the Rams, do we think that they are better on paper as we look at them than the Patriots? Sure. But does that mean I'm going to put, like, I'm not giving the Patriots a chance? No. I give the Patriots absolutely. If you make the Super Bowl, you have a chance to win the game. That's all I'll say. Like, and I dislike people who do the whole hot take thing and are just like, clearly this team sucks. Clearly this team's got no chance. Clearly any of that. iLeap, ZHD in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us here. iLeap, he says, whoever wins the NFC will take the Super Bowl. Am I wrong? Again, I'm not saying you're wrong because I picked the Seahawks to win the NFC, and I have the Seahawks to kind of take the whole thing. As it stands right now, again, the Seahawks could lose to the Rams. But I do believe whoever comes out of the NFC is going to win the Super Bowl. That's who's going to be my pick. I've already said that kind of for a while now. That being said, I'm not going to go out on the line and sit here and say that the Patriots have no chance. I think that's crazy. The Patriots played a mediocre game against a very good defense, and then especially in the second half against in terrible conditions. I think if you look at it from that standpoint, sure. Crafty says the Pats have a better chance than Stidham. Absolutely. Drake May's an MVP candidate. He's an MVP finalist, and probably he's going to win it. Like, are we going to sit here and discount possibly the NFL MVP winning a Super Bowl? Hey, Bill Cowher just said the same thing I've been saying this whole goddamn time. Got to kick that field goal in that situation if you're the Broncos. I wonder what the line's going to be. I wonder what the line's going to be for the Super Bowl. And how that's going to affect the betting. If it's a big line, what do we think? Do we think 7? Does it open at 7? Do you think it'll go up to 7? iLeap says they had it. Everybody says that. Oh, they had an easy schedule. They got to. Listen, to me, it doesn't. Even if you have an easy schedule, when you get to the playoffs, you still got to play in the goddamn playoffs. You still have to win those games in the playoffs. They had to win 3 games in the playoffs and did so. Beat the Chargers. They beat the Texans, who had a great. I mean, everybody was talking about, oh, Texans defense. They beat the Texans. And then they go up against Denver, and like, well, Denver's at home. Oh, Stidham's out there, so they're not going to do great, but they still got that Broncos defense, and they go up there, and they win in the middle of a snowstorm when they didn't play their best game, clearly. And that's what I mean. Just because you don't play your best game in one game doesn't mean that you're not going to play a good game 2 weeks from now. That's 2 weeks against a completely different opponent in a completely different location with a completely different game plan. And we're going to sit here and say, like, well, based on this game that I just watched in the middle of a blizzard against like, they're clearly not going to. No, stop. Stop. Again, I agree with the sentiment that whoever wins the NFC is going to win the Super Bowl. I've said that to my old man. We talk a bunch. I've said that to him a bunch. I do feel that. That is my belief. But at that same time, I am going to push back against the Patriots got no chance, no matter who they play. Patriots are dead in the water. I don't believe that at all. I believe the Patriots can win the Super Bowl. Will they? I feel like the odds are better that they won't. But to sit there and say they have no chance, I think is a foolish statement to make. I think that's an absolutely foolish statement to make. Crafty brings up the point is that, the Rams are a complete opposite of Denver. I don't think this game is dispositive of what the Rams-Pats Super Bowl will look like. The Rams split 2 life-or-death struggles with the Panthers, a team that the Patriots absolutely murdered and destroyed. You're absolutely 100%. Crafty says, hey, we're 4 away from 300. Maybe we'll cross that mark with the NFC Championship game, which comes up in just about 10 minutes here on Stay Tuned Sports. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining us here for the AFC Championship broadcast. And make sure that you are subscribed and have that notification bell as we get ready for the NFC broadcast coming up here in just a moment. Thank you so much. If you liked anything that you saw on this particular program, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That helps us out tremendously. And, of course, as always, if you want to help us out more directly, a link for our donation station and merch store is down in the description below. Also, in the top of the chat, it will be in the same place for the NFC stream, which I'm going to set up right now. So for now, and until about 10 minutes from now, my name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Let's get ready for the NFC, ladies and gentlemen. See you in a moment.